Study summary points. 9. Inspections. Caveat emptor means let the buyer beware. However, today, sellers and licensees have the legal duty to disclose any fact that may have a material defect on the value of the property. However, most prudent buyers conduct inspections to gain knowledge about the property rather than relying on reports from the seller or the agent. Inspection contingency. Most contracts are written subject to an inspection period. The specifics of the contingencies vary with the contract used. Strength of the offer. Because the inspection contingencies can result in the seller having to accommodate requests for repairs or having the deal fail, contracts written without an inspection contingency may be accepted over offers written subject to inspections. Election of no inspections. Advising a buyer to purchase without obtaining an inspection opens the licensee and the licensee's broker to future liability. Ultimately, it is the buyer's decision as to whether to include it as part of the offer to purchase. Should a buyer choose to skip inspections, it's a good practice to get the buyer to sign a statement stating that the licensee advised the buyer that inspections are recommended. Inspection timelines. Inspections must be ordered, completed, and responded to, all within the timeline agreed to within the real estate purchase contract. If the timeline runs over, the buyer may be locked into a contract to purchase the home despite any issues. Should the buyer choose to walk away from a home after the inspection timeline has ended, the seller may have the right to claim the earnest money deposit as liquidated damages, or the seller could sue the buyer for specific performance to try to force the buyer to purchase the home as contracted. Legal liability of inspections. The licensee may also take on legal liability of the inspection by referring the buyer or seller to a specific inspector or inspection company. For licensees that do make referrals, it is important to verify that the companies do good work and are properly licensed. To further insulate the licensee from the inspector, most licensees always refer the individual to multiple inspectors and never less than 3. Pre-deal inspections. Sellers may order inspections in advance and take care of issues that were pointed out from the inspections. This helps the home to stand out to a buyer as being a safer home to purchase. Whole house inspection. A whole house inspector inspects the total home, structure, major appliances, plumbing, electrical, roof, and property near structures. The condition of the home is presented in detail. Lengthy inspection reports often overwhelm buyers. Licensees will need to guide those buyers through the report to find the items that pose a risk to the property or to the value of the property. Yet, in doing this, licensees must be careful not to take on liability. Wood-destroying organisms inspection. Because wood-destroying organisms such as termites can cause structural damage, buyers may choose to obtain inspections to look for active termites or evidence of damage. It is also common for lenders to require termite inspections. Licensees should be wary of termite inspectors that offer to provide an inspection for free. Free termite inspectors are part of the many pest company sales departments, and companies often waive termite inspection fees in hopes to gain a contract to treat for wood-destroying organisms. These treatments can be costly. Mold inspection. Because of the serious threat that mold creates, many buyers choose to order mold inspections. The whole house inspectors may take note of obvious conditions in the home that are often associated with mold. Mold inspectors take this a step further by testing for mold in the air. Radon inspection. The newer, efficient, tightly sealed homes actually increases the likelihood of radon becoming trapped inside the home, exposing residents to harm. 1 in 5 radon tests made in Florida are found to have elevated levels of radon. The electrical inspection. The electrical systems are checked as part of the whole house inspection. Electricians may be called in to give a more extensive check. Licensees should be guarded when working with unvetted individuals, as the inspectors may be tempted by an inherent conflict of interest to find problems. Licensees who try to avert these types of inspections could find themselves later liable for the electrical problems. Plumbing inspection. Plumbing systems are checked as part of the whole house inspection. Plumbers may be called in to give a more extensive check of the system, and licensees should be guarded when working with unvetted individuals, as the inspectors may be tempted by an inherent conflict of interest to find problems. You notice this is the same caution that we gave about electrical inspections. Inspecting the roof. The Department of Business and Professional Regulation in Florida certifies commercial and residential roofing inspectors. Some insurance companies require that the condition of the roof be certified before a homeowner's policy can be bound on the property. Also, the age of the roof has become a serious issue in recent years. The 4-point inspection. To secure insurance on the property, the buyer may need a 4-point insurance inspection. Whole house inspectors are often able to perform these needed reports, or they can be ordered separately. The 4 points of inspection include heating and air systems, electrical and wiring panels, plumbing and plumbing fixtures, and the roof. Conditions with age of the units are included in the reports. Wind mitigation. State law requires that insurance companies give discounts on the cost of insurance if certain steps have been taken to mitigate potential wind damage during storms. The wind mitigation report rates the home based on features such as exterior construction type, roof shape, and construction methods, age of roof covering, door and window opening protection, as well as the actual year that the home was built. Methamphetamine inspection. Meth labs operated in homes leaves residues within the home that can cause ongoing health problems to individuals living in the home. A meth lab is an illegal operation where crystal meth is produced. Licensees and buyers should take extra note of experiencing headaches, nausea, shortness of breath, dizziness, chest pain, or a dry mouth after visiting a property, as these may be signs that a meth lab operated in the home. To test for meth, kits are used which test swabs taken from within the house. Professionals can be hired to gather these swabs. Conflict of interest. Regardless of the type of inspection being conducted, licensees should watch out for inspectors that will also benefit from repair issues by then being paid to make repairs or conduct treatment. A good rule of thumb is to never tie the repair and the inspection together with the same company. When items are flagged as being an issue, it may be prudent to get a second opinion. The inspection report. If the items cited on an inspection report seem significant, the buyer may want either a reduction in the sales price, have the seller make repairs to the property, or cancel the sale. The buyer's agent must prepare a written response. Inspection reports conducted by buyers are owned by the buyer and should go directly to the buyer and/or the buyer's agent. With requested repairs, though, the inspections are normally shared with the seller to show evidence of the needed repairs. Negotiated repairs. Because of risk of liability, licensees should be as removed from the repair process as possible. The buyer and/or the seller should be in charge of choosing the person who makes the repairs, not the licensee. All paid receipts should be shared between parties to ensure that there is no risk of unpaid work becoming attached to the property as a mechanic's lien. Licensees should encourage buyers to either personally inspect the property after repairs have been made or to rehire an inspector to do so. The licensee should never take on the liability of vouching for repairs.